Sasa mimi nauliza baby. Bila nabii ungekuwa wapi?
Unabai, unapika, unashiba. Lea Premium.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
The SIA International Trade and Investment Conference is taking place between 15th and 17th of October 2025. We want to take this opportunity to invite all delegates, both local and international, all business persons of all cadres. We are also honored to have His Excellency the President as our chief guest during that period. And we anticipate getting much more visibility and support from both local and international investors to come and support this conference.
Welcome back to Prime Edition. Continue talking to us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Staying with KDF, hundreds of Kenyans stand up for the second day of the Kenya Defense Forces country recruitment exercise as the military seeks to recruit 10,000 youth by Sunday, October 26, 2025. The military is targeting to recruit general service officers, cadets, specialist officers, general duty recruits, tradesmen and women, and Defense Forces constables. Here is that report.
In Mandera County, a notably low turnout of females was witnessed at the Kenya Defense Forces recruitment centers in the region. Lieutenant Colonel David Okonde, however, praised the youth for attendance and maintaining discipline throughout the process.
We had around 103 as a turnout, and through the process, we have taken them through the process, and we have eliminated several of them. Majority of them had issues with the documentation, where the names were not matching in both the ID.
In Nyahururu, Nyandarua County, at least 300 youth participated in the KDF recruitment exercise held at the Nyahururu Stadium. The officer in charge, Lieutenant Colonel David Awonda, said the turnout reflects the public's trust and enthusiasm for serving the nation through the KDF.
We are actually very, very much alive to gender equality. We give opportunity to both ladies and men.
Meanwhile, in Homa Bay County, Lieutenant Colonel Austin Kirwa issued a stern warning against any acts of bribery during the ongoing KDF recruitment exercise.
You must pass the basic requirement, which includes the age between 18 and 26. The height is prescribed, the height for the male and for the female, same also as for the weight.
Onto a story we highlighted for you on the corridors of justice. A middle-aged man accused of killing a general service unit officer near State House, Nairobi, will be detained for 14 days. This is after Kibra Principal Magistrate Christine Jagi was informed that the suspect, Kiduka Kimunyi Musimi, shot Ramadan Maimba using a bow and arrow as he was on duty along Dennis Prit Road on Monday, the 13th of October. Allowing the application, the court further ordered that the suspect be escorted to Mbagathi Hospital for medical examination. Here is that report.
The Kibera Lokoto Zonchuze informed of how Kiduka Kimunyi, accused of killing a GSC officer near State House, Nairobi, traveled from Makueni County to Nairobi on Sunday night before carrying out the fatal shoot on Monday morning.
kama saa 2:30 jioni.
Detectives sought more time to record witness statements, analyze CCTV footage, and conduct medical and mental assessments of the killer.
Rusha mchale mbili, moja iwe haijapata maafisa wale wako huko. Kwa bahati mbaya, mchale wa pili iliweza kupata afisa moja kwa majina Ramadan.
Musimi was arrested and detained at Kilimani police station, allegedly shot the GSC officer using a bow and arrow hidden in a green sack as Imanda security barrier along Dennis Prit Road near State House Gate D.
So kaweza kufungiwa Yohana na mashtaka ya mauaji. Ndipo tukalete mbele ya koti mahakama. Tuweze tuombe masiku 21 ili kumaliza na uchunguzi yote.
Trial Magistrate Chris Njagi allowed police to detain him for 14 days and directed that he be escorted to Mbagathi Hospital for assessment.
Ukiwa huko kwa hiyo police station, kama uko na wakili anaweza kuja kuone hapo, ama pia familia yako inaweza kuja kuone hapo. Utatajwa tarehe 28 mbele ya court nambari 10.
Ruth Wamboi for Prime Edition.
The University Academic Staff Union, WASU, has condemned the Ministry of Health Education Directive to form a technical team to determine the exact amount of money owed to the striking lecturers under the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement. WASU officials maintained that the amount in contention is 7.9 billion shillings, which they asserted the government must own up and pay. They have said that without these terms being met, the strike that has clocked a month remains on. Here is that report.
These are things that we have done, including yesterday, to confirm and affirm the court judgment that the figure comes to a total of 7.9 billion. When you are implementing a CBA, and this is what the vice chancellors and the government must know, particularly the SRC, the advisors, there is what we call placement. Where are you placing me in my grade, in my job grade? Are you placing me in my rightful notch or not? You can place me in my rightful notch diagonally, but have you paid me what you have owed you from the day this ought to have been paid? The strike is on.
There are two components in a CBA. CBA increment and automatic annual increment. You can take the judgment of 15th January 2021. The court explained those two components. The horizontal movement is the CBA movement. The vertical, that distinguishes the long-serving employees from the one that has just entered, that is the automatic annual increment.
From the lecturer strike to another development, in a report compiled by Doreen Arange, a section of religious and political leaders in Kiambu County have warned against the politicization of healthcare as the impasse between the county government and striking medics continues to paralyze healthcare services. While the clergy insist health is too sensitive to be turned into a political contest, the political leaders are calling for urgent mediation to end the stalemate, which is currently in its 139th day.
While touring Kiambu and Thika Level 5 hospitals to assess the impact of the doctor's strike, a section of religious leaders in Kiambu County decried exaggeration of the situation.
Ili kuja sasa kutangaza kwa wanasiasa wakome kufanya siasa na afya za wanadamu.
But even as the clergy called for calm, former Kiambu Governor Dr. James Nyoro, as well as former Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria and the People's Liberations Party leader Martha Karua separately called for dialogue to end the standoff.
We must all resist any interference with the constitutional order.
It's not about who is right and who is wrong. Please sit down with the doctors. And I want to offer myself, because I have that experience, to mediate between the county government and those doctors for the sake of the people of Kiambu.
The county assembly needs to start to be counted. I think at this point they could also be the arbitrator to tell us the truth and bring the governor and the union together for the welfare of Kiambu people.
Doreen Arange for Prime Edition.
The National Assembly Information and Communication Committee has raised concerns over the value for money spent to install the National Optic Fiber Backbone Infrastructure. ICT Authority Acting Chief Executive Officer Zilpha Owiti was at pains to explain the value accrued from the 34 billion shillings spent in the last 3 years to install the optic fiber and the 500 million shillings being paid to 8 companies per year to maintain the optic fiber. Here is that report.
Was supposed to be serving. If you are paid on the services delivered, then that makes sense. But putting a standard figure